Let's queer up entertainment. New biopic series Taali tells the story of being trans in India. Taali, a biographical portrayal of transgender activist Gauri Sawant, featuring Sushmita Sen in the lead role, made its debut on August 15th, exclusively on Jio Cinema. The web series has been met with an exceptionally positive and enthusiastic reception from viewers across the board. In a country as diverse as India, the struggle for acceptance and equal rights for marginalized communities continues to evolve. The transgender community, often referred to as Hijras in India, has long faced social exclusion and discrimination. However, the Taali series stands as a beacon of hope and resilience, illustrating a powerful narrative of self-discovery and empowerment, and the fight for constitutional recognition. Directed by the acclaimed National Award-winning director Ravi Jadhav and penned by Kshitij Patwardhan, the web series portrays the life of activist Gauri Sawant. Born as Ganesh, Gauri Sawant is a prominent transgender activist hailing from Mumbai. Notably, she was a petitioner in the pivotal National Legal Services Authority's case in 2013. This case led to the historic Supreme Court judgment in 2014, officially recognizing individuals of the transgender community as the third gender. The series captures the essence of her life and those countless transgender individuals who face discrimination, limited opportunities, and a lack of legal protection. I think this is incredible. When you have over 1 billion people living in the subcontinent of India, how many people are going to be trans and are finally getting recognition and not just considered untouchable?
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's true. You know, I was blessed to interview this incredible woman called Bruna Free Spirit, and she's a trans tattoo artist, right? And she was telling me about her hardship, and she told me that it was a victory whenever she came home and didn't get beat up on the way home. You know, that is the kind of violence that she's subjected to every single day. And this is in a country that, you know, sees transgender folks as a third gender, but they're not respected as such in their own communities, you know? So I think a documentary like this, it's so important to just open up the eyes of other people to see what's happening in countries like India, you know? And it's closer to home for us because we have a company that helps us, you know, part of our company, our employees are out there in India. We love you, Hamangi, and all you folks. And they live this every day, you know? So to have something like this that will be able to educate others, right? To know that we're not the only ones suffering. The U.S., we don't treat our transgender community like we should, right? But, you know, there's other countries that are trying to do better as well, you know, in their own way and at their own time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the more stories such as this that are shared with a wide audience, the better. Bring them on, and with hope, hearts and minds can be changed.
You know, it's interesting to me, and first off, thank you very much for the shout out to our team members in Pune. Hamangi is one of our principal, as a lesbian, one of our principal writers at Queer News Tonight, and we shout out to everybody that supports our show, supports Faye, supports me. India's having a pretty good week. First off, let me point out how significant landing on the southern pole of the moon was. India joins China, Russia, and the United States in that celebration, and they're still celebrating, and you should be. But this story is so incredibly important, and you hit on it, but I want to refine your point just slightly. It is estimated that in India, there's 1.4 billion people in India. It is estimated that there is approximately 100 million LGBT in India. That is the
No
estimate.
way.
100 million.
Wow.
In terms of the number of representation. Now, you think about America being 40 million people, and think about 100 million of them being LGBT. That is what's going on in India. India is arguably one of the most important places in the world for LGBT civil rights. They've come way behind the curve than other places in the world. You know, once upon a time, we might have snootily said we're way ahead. You know, these days, it's not as good as once upon a time that we thought it was. And we should cheer every story that we see going on in India for LGBT. Because if India can move into a position of world leader on LGBT civil rights, their economic and political clout for LGBT could be a game changer for many places in the world. Because India, like China and like the United States, is the economic powerhouses of the world. China is not going to be a leader in this subject. The United States may, depending on who is president and who is running the state houses, etc., we know may or may not. If India continues to move in their direction, their courts are moving in this direction, popular opinion is moving in this direction. Are they there? They absolutely are not. But in the last 5 years of China, America, or India, who's won the game in the last 5 years? India. And we cheer for what was going on because they could have dramatic effects on the entire world as it comes to LGBT civil rights. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.